Hey guys, welcome back to A Little Less Lisa. If you're new here, my name is Lisa and I have currently lost quite a bit of weight through diet, exercise, and the help of a GLP-1 GIP medication. Specifically, I take tirzepatide and we're gonna get into that. But today's video is a rapid Q&A. Apparently this was trending on TikTok, although while I follow a lot of GLP-1 TikTok creators, I obviously missed this, but I saw Allie do it on Fit Flavor Fun. I think that's her YouTube channel. I will have Allie's channel linked below, of course, and her video in case you would like to go watch it. I would highly recommend it because she definitely has different answers than I do. So anyway, this is basically kind of your basic questions I think that a lot of people would ask either before starting a GLP-1 medication, or if you're on a journey and you're just trying to see how somebody else is doing and see what answers they would give. Like I said, I think this is a great way to do that. So without further ado, let's get into these rapid fire questions. All right, so I have my handy dandy list here, so we're just gonna get going. Number one, when did you start taking a GLP-1 medication? So I started at the very end of March. I think it was March 28th. I can never remember whether it was March 28th or 29th. Probably should have looked on my spreadsheet before I sat down and filmed this, but basically the very end of March of 2024. Number two, what was my starting weight? When I actually started the medication, I was 183.8, but when I filled out the intake information and things for the original telehealth company that I was with, I weighed, it was like 187 something. I don't remember the exact, it was point something, I don't remember. And essentially the couple of days, I would say, or the week before I actually started the medication, because I wasn't exactly sure when the medication was going to arrive, and I had done enough research and watched enough videos to kind of know to, start really getting your water in and start getting your protein in. So I did that for probably maybe 3 or so days before I started my actual medication. And so I lost a few pounds. Obviously that was water weight, inflammation, etc. I didn't lose any fat then, but my official weight for when I started the medication was 183.8. I don't like to say that I lost from 187 because that wasn't a result of the medication. That was just honestly a result of me, being a little more mindful and honestly, like I said, just drinking a lot of water and eating more protein. Number three, how much have you lost? And some of these questions, just FYI, are going to be a little bit different, especially if you go watch Allie's video or maybe other people, because I'm in maintenance now. So you'll kind of see that I kind of answer these questions maybe a little bit differently because I'm trying to reflect maybe what the question is going for, but also discuss the fact that I'm in maintenance, so maybe it doesn't apply. Anyway, you'll understand when I get there, but I have lost a little over 50 pounds. Number four, how many sizes have you lost? So essentially I started at about a size 12. I was honestly probably more like a size 14, but probably just kind of squeezing into the 12s that I had because I didn't want to buy bigger sizes, but honestly it was probably a 14. And I do know that some of the pants that I had were a size 14. I will try to remember to pop up a before and not current picture of me because I need to take new month pictures because I just hit 32 weeks, is that right? And I realized I didn't do my measurements and I didn't take my pictures. So you won't have week 32 pictures, but you'll have week 28 pictures, I think, or maybe week 24. I don't know that I took pictures now that I'm sitting here debating this. I'm not sure that I took pictures on week 28. I know I took them for the 6 month because I did it on my 6 month update video So whatever, I'll give you a somewhat recent picture of me now, along with what I looked like on basically day one. But I started, like I said, size 12 to 14, and now I'm a size 2 to 4. Maybe leaning closer to a 2, but a 4. You guys know how women's sizes are. They're all over the place, and I've got some 6s too that fit. So, who knows? Next question. Are you on name brand or compound? So I am on compound tirzepatide, and I have been the entire time. I have never taken name brand medicine. My insurance company doesn't cover it. So that is why I am on compound. Next question. What is your plan for maintenance? So here's one of those questions, like I mentioned, that I'm already in maintenance, so it's not like I have a plan for it because I'm already in it. So I'm already working the plan. So here's what I've done in maintenance thus far. So originally, when I started in maintenance, I did try to go down in dose. So for those of you who may be new, I only went up to 5 milligrams. So I started at 2.5, went to 5 milligrams, never went any higher on that. I lost all of my weight on 5.0. So originally, my provider and I tried to see about going down to 2.5. I felt like I got all the food noise back, which is really interesting because I had no food noise on 2.5 to begin with, but when I went back down, then I started experiencing food noise again. And I also was feeling a lot more hunger than, I basically experienced no hunger on this medication before, and going back down to 2.5 seemed like it was like roaring back. So we decided to go back up to 5 milligrams and see how that would do. And, if I would continue to lose weight, if I would, be able to maintain at the 5.0. And essentially I have been able to, like I said, maintain. If you are new to my channel, I basically function on a maintenance range. So I no longer talk on my channel, did I lose X amount? Did I gain X amount each week when I do an update video? Because I'm not focusing on that. I'm beyond the weight loss phase. So I think it's more important that, like I said, I just kind of stay in this target range that I have. And so when I give my updates, I just simply say, yeah, I'm in my maintenance range. Or last week, for example, I said I'm slightly below my maintenance range. But what I am doing right now is I'm still on 5.0, but I am spacing out my doses. So I think the week that I just started, I actually just took it yesterday. So that was, I think, 9 days in between shots. So I'm going to kind of see how far I can push it before, either I start hearing a whole bunch of food noise again, or my hunger gets like really out of control. Obviously, I want some hunger. That's natural, and you want to experience hunger so that your body is telling you it's time to eat. But you certainly don't want like insatiable kind of hunger to come back. So like I said, this week I just went to 9 days. I anticipate that next week I'll go to 10 days, see how that goes, and we'll just kind of increase it and see. I guess my hope, and again, we'll see what happens. It may get there and it may not work, is to maybe go every 14 days. So basically every 2 weeks taking a shot. But like I said, we'll see how it works out. Next up, what side effects do you get from taking the medication? So I pretty much have only dealt with constipation. If I take too much magnesium, then I may suffer from a little diarrhea, but I think that's more a function of the magnesium and really has nothing to do with the medication. I also have experienced a little bit of nausea, and that seemed to be though when I was increasing my dose, and we'll talk about this in a minute, but there was a time where I tried to go up from 2.5 to 5, and that really, I was sick for 5 days. So then I backed down and slowly went up. I titrated it up to a middle dose. And like I said, we'll talk about that. But pretty much constipation has been my friend throughout this whole journey. And like I said, I take Mago 7 to kind of deal with it and handle it, and that seems to work for me. Next question, how long were you on each dose? So as I mentioned, I never went past 5 milligrams. So I did 2.5 for 5 weeks. Then I did 2 weeks at 3.75. So that's kind of the beauty of being on a compounded medication, right? Is you can withdraw as much or as little medication as you want. I mean, obviously you don't want to overdraw because that could be really bad and have really bad side effects. But if you want to microdose, or if you want to, like I said, kind of titrate up, sort of stepping stone, instead of jumping all the way from 2.5 to 5, which made me very sick, I backed down to 2.5 for a week, and then I went to 3.75 for 2 weeks, and then I basically was at 5 milligrams for 12 weeks. And I'm still on 5 milligrams. I'm not counting those weeks. I'm basically talking about weight loss, right? Because most people, when they ask how long were you on each dose, it was in reference to when you're in your weight loss phase. So that's why I kind of only did like 20 weeks worth. Do I have any loose skin? So I had a tummy tuck abdominoplasty after I lost almost 90 pounds back in 2005, 2006, and maintained that for the most part up until around 2018, 2019 or so. I kind of dealt with it, I guess, at that point. I will say now, because I am lower than what I was and what I was maintaining during those, like 15 years or whatever, 13, 14 years, I do have some kind of in my upper abdominals, a little bit of loose skin. And then where I really see it is under my arms, which obviously you can't see right now because I have long sleeves on. And you guys know that I have really, really been working very, very hard at working out and doing strength training. And I love the way my upper body and my shoulders and my biceps and everything look. And I hate that like flabby skin that's hanging off the bottom, which at this point I really can't do anything about except to have surgery. So that actually will bring me to an upcoming video talking about the fact that I am going to have, it's called brachioplasty. So I am going to have the skin removed from my arm, but there'll be a whole video on that. I certainly do not have loose skin like you see some people who have lost, 150 pounds kind of thing, and they have a really big apron. Like I said, I took care of that when I lost weight the first time. The next question is, what diet am I on? And because I'm in maintenance, I'm going to talk about what I did during my weight loss phase. And the answer is really no different than what my answer would be for maintenance, and that is, I'm not on any diet. I eat what I want. I have no forbidden foods. I don't not eat carbs. I I eat sugar. There we go. Trying to think of the grammatically correct way of saying that. And yeah, I don't prohibit myself from enjoying anything. With that being said, I absolutely prioritized protein as I was in my weight loss phase, and I still try to prioritize protein, although I would definitely say that I don't prioritize it as much as I did when I was trying to lose weight. But I 100% prioritized protein. I prioritized drinking my water, which I still do a pretty good job of as well. But yeah, no specific diet, just protein first, and then honestly, whatever else I could eat. I will say that, for the majority of my weight loss phase, I really, really had 1, no appetite, and 2, when I did eat, I was not able to eat a lot, right? So I would maybe eat 4 or 5 bites of something and just feel extremely, extremely full. And so I wasn't able to eat a whole lot. So I guess my point is I was absolutely in a calorie deficit, but it definitely caused very rapid weight loss for me and all the things that happened thereafter. So Next question. Do you ever plan on getting off a GLP-1 medication? At the moment, my plan is to stay on it. We'll see how that goes, given what's happening with compounded medications and the FDA and the different, drug manufacturers. Who knows? And, would I then move to name brand medication? I don't know, but my intention is to stay on it. I do have a pretty good backstock right now of compounded tirzepatide, and if I can go to sort of an every other week, I should have probably at least a year's worth of medication right now. So yeah, the plan is at the moment, yes, but you never know. Next question, do I track calories? Again, this probably focuses more on weight loss phase, so I'll give you my answer for that, and then I'll tell you what I do now, sort of. During weight loss phase, 100%. I tracked every bite of food that went in my mouth, and not really to track the calories, but so I could get a very accurate view on my protein consumption. Like I said, I didn't really need to focus on calories because I had a really heightened appetite suppression and feeling of fullness every time I did eat. So I never really had an issue of, oh gosh, I can't eat that because I've already, gotten to my max number of calories per day. That was never an issue for me. I really needed to be eating more, frankly. But I did absolutely track every single thing that I ate. Now that I'm in maintenance, and again, I've talked about this over the last couple of videos, I sort of got out of tracking anything just because, I don't want to spend the rest of my life tracking, and I really want to just kind of rely on intuitive eating, and again, even not weighing myself that often eventually, so that I can just go back to kind of relying on my clothing to tell me if, maybe I'm up a few extra pounds or something. But I do think that at this point, because I am still wanting to increase my lean muscle mass, that I continue to focus on protein. So because I kind of got away from tracking, I feel like I really wasn't getting enough protein in the last probably month to 6 weeks or so. And so I'm trying to go back to tracking at least my protein, but not focusing on any kind of calorie content or count whatsoever. Next question, do I work out? Yes, I do. So again, if you guys have been watching me, you know that I am extremely focused on strength training. I wish I had been focused on that more from the beginning, and especially as a postmenopausal woman, it is really, really important that I maintain as much lean muscle mass as I can, that I am doing weight-bearing exercises so that I, maintain good bone health and bone density. It's really, really important, like I said, for a postmenopausal woman. So I really focus on that. And so I strength train usually 3 days a week, sometimes only 2, just kind of depends on my schedule. And I then do at least 1 Pilates class per week, which, is not strength training from maybe a traditional standpoint, but it certainly does work your muscles, especially one of the instructors that I go to. He is a beast. Question 19. What is the sorry, I'm trying to read my own handwriting and I didn't write it down in complete sentences. So I'm like, what? Huh? What is the most weight that you lost in a week? So that was actually the very first week that I was on the medication. So week 1, I lost 8.2 pounds. What was your average weight lost per week? So I did this basically looking at my weight loss, true phase. So basically the first 20 weeks, which is essentially when I got to that 143.8 pounds or whatever. So I lost an average of 2.28 pounds per week, which honestly, like I said, is more than really recommended. And like I said, and have talked about before, I lost at a very rapid rate. So I would not recommend that. Next question, what was your best dose? I guess 5 milligrams, because per the question a couple questions ago, what did I lose the most weight on? 5 milligrams. What was my worst dose? Honestly, I don't really know that I have an answer to that because I was only on 2.5, and I wouldn't say that that was a bad dose for me. I probably should have stayed honestly on 2.5 longer than I did. In the beginning, while I had heard that you didn't necessarily have to titrate up every 4 weeks, the telehealth company that I was using, that's what their instructions were. So that's why I did. And then, like I said, quickly found out that that was not great for my system. It did not like that very much. Next question. What was the best advice I got? 2 things. One would be to focus on strength training. And like I said, I would say do that from the beginning. I wish I had gotten that advice earlier and really heeded that advice. And the second is, I think, equally as important, which is you do not need to titrate up in dose unless you are not losing weight after many, many weeks in a row, right? So now I realize that some people's insurance, if you're on name brand, for example, do require you to titrate up every 4 weeks, which I think is ridiculous. And all of that was based simply on the original studies that were done, where in the studies they had, the patients titrate up every 4 weeks. But even Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk have now come out and said, and I think have updated their instructions, that you don't need to titrate up every 4 weeks. So, take that for what it's worth. What was the worst advice you got? The opposite. Titrate up every 4 weeks. Like I said, the original telehealth company that I went with, that was what their instructions were. My favorite protein drink, my favorite pre-made protein drink, 100%, hands down, probably will never change, is the caramel flavor by Premier Protein. I have been drinking that in my coffee. So I've been drinking a protein coffee using that protein since the spring of 2020, probably like April, maybe May timeframe. I have been drinking a protein coffee with Premier Protein, caramel protein for 4.5 years. So hands down. If I'm not drinking that, or if I need extra protein, which I definitely try to do, I really, really love the Fairlife chocolate 30-gram protein drinks, which I think you can only get at Sam's and Costco. Favorite powdered protein, I would say, is for like drinking or putting into beverages, probably Truvani, I think is the name of it. I just got some of their new mint, and so I'm looking forward to putting that in like my hot coffee to make like a peppermint mocha, coffee. What is my favorite clear protein? Absolutely Seek. Although to be honest with you, I don't know that I've tried any other clear proteins, but I really like Seek. I'm on my second tubs of the mango, I think it is, and it's like basically blue raspberry, something like that. What is my favorite water flavor? Again, since probably 2012, I drink Mio in the berry pomegranate flavor. Although I really don't flavor my water anymore. I used to, like back again when I was maintaining that previous weight loss, I drank Mio flavored, berry pomegranate flavored water every day. Like that's how I got my water in. But I don't know. I just don't really, I don't need it anymore. I drink, just regular old water. And I don't normally have it in a bottle, but I was out and I didn't bring my water with me. So I wanted to make sure I was drinking water. And the last question, what is your favorite protein bar? I really do like the barbell, whatever those are, a couple of different flavors. Although to be honest with you, I kind of started getting a little bit sick of those. Protein bars are not my thing, to be super honest with you. They're definitely one of those things that after I eat them for maybe a week or two, I get really, really sick of them. But if I had to pick favorites, it would be the barbell ones or I think it's the original flavor of the Fit Crunch, because I used to buy those at Costco all the time. It's like Yeah, I don't know. They're called Fit Crunch. And like I said, I think it's the original flavor. So that does it for the rapid fire GLP-1 questions. I hope you guys found that interesting. I would love to hear, any of your responses down in the comment section below. So let me know that down there. If you enjoyed the video, giving it a thumbs up is always a great thing to help out my channel. And if you enjoy this kind of content, I would love to see you back here. So click the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you know every time I upload videos. If you have not had enough of me yet, there'll be another video over in the corner here for you to watch. And remember, kindness and hate spread the same. The choice is yours. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.